But part of that is realizing what you don't know. Like the more you know, the more you realize you don't know. We got a comment up there too. We got a comment up there.
Got a comment?
You see it? In the red. Nope. Right.
All right.
Yeah.
Bam.
Yeah. So you realize how much you don't know, and sometimes we have to.
Yes, sir.
Because we talked about that cutoff spirit earlier.
We talked about it, and it even man. Shout out to the bishop. Shout out to the engineer for
engineering
together.
Engineering,
for engineering
this show, because it's really. Sometimes we do have people in our life that we don't realize are sapping the life from you. You gotta be able to recognize it, because guess what? That one weed can ruin your whole yard.
You gotta be able to recognize it early.
The earlier, the better.
Yeah, because some of us recognize it when we barely breathing.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna give this to you. So sometimes you don't recognize toxic if it's always been in your life. I didn't realize that the weed was a weed because ever since I was in the house, it was what it was, and I didn't recognize it as a weed until I sat and looked at it. I didn't realize it was a weed until I had someone to examine it. I didn't realize it was a weed until I got counseling from my pastor. I didn't realize it was a weed until my pastor preached a particular sermon. I didn't realize it was a weed until I went to therapy. I did not realize. I know I'm talking good. I'm talking better than y'all saying amen.
Real good.
I didn't realize it was a weed until I went to my neighbor's yard or talked to my neighbor about the situation, talked to my homie, talked to my friend, and they was like, bro, that's not normal.
And speaking of that, right there on that, how many times have you accused the person that called the weed out and showed you that it was a weed? How many times have you accused that person of just hating?
Don't need no hateration.
Why you hating, man? Why you hating, bro? You just jealous because you don't have it. Nah, bro, I'm jealous. I'm not jealous because I don't have it. I'm grateful that I don't have it. And I'm trying to get you to move from ignorance to gratefulness.
Simply put, I got too many souls I'm responsible for. No time for unnecessary attachments and battles.
Come on,
that cut
with
game gotta be. That cut game gotta be.
Man, and that includes family too.
Oh,
because just because we got, man, come on, man, this thing can go deep. Just because we got, don't mean that we agree. Don't mean that we on the same page. And it don't mean that you not a weed in my life.
You still a weed.
I love you.
You still a weed.
But you're a weed.
Still a weed. Still a weed.
At this point, you should only have time in your life for pillars, for trees, for people that's where you trying to be. Not people that's back there don't want to grow with you. If I'm growing and I'm progressing and you not, bro, at some point you're gonna get left behind because I'm not coming back. I'm not turning back. I'm not being locked. Because God is progressive. God is progressive.
You know what? And right. You know what? Because guess what? Here's the other part. Because sometimes the weeds don't like being called weeds either. I mean, not the people that own the weeds, but the weeds themselves. Because sometimes the weeds is people, and they get a good deep root into your friend, your loved one. You know what I'm saying? Your family member. They get a good, they up in there. Let me go. Gotta buy some weed. Weed delete. Right?
Delete it. Take it off right now.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because guess what? But the weed isn't just a person. Weed could be a bad habit.
Man.
Weed could be your way of doing things that's unethical. Weed could be your bitterness. And that bitterness thing can take root real. Oh my God,
man! Let me get real honest with y'all. There was a weed in my life that I didn't realize it was a weed until my fiance brought it to me, and I was so open to receiving this from her, and I love you, baby, because of it. But I was so open to receiving this from her that it blessed me, and I was able to cut it off right then and there. She told me, babe, you spend too much money eating out. Yeah. He said, try eating at home for a week. So I was like, okay. I tried eating at home for a week. We ate at home that whole week. And I looked at my account and I was like, dang. Babe, you want to go get something to eat on Saturday? Want to go out on a date? She was like, yeah. And guess what? The money, I mean, and I saw drastic.
Take your time, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Because he was another. He was another co-signing with his sister. Man, it blessed me so much, and it still continues to bless me.